wondering, when was the last time you read The Basis of Union? Yesterday, maybe? Last week? 10 years ago? Actually, the Basis of Union is the foundational document of the Uniting Church in Australia. Now, I've got to admit, a lot of it can be a bit boring in some ways, in that it just, a lot of it, as a matter of fact, the vast majority of it simply sets out the organization and the life of the Uniting Church at the four levels: the congregational level, presbytery, the synod, and the assembly levels, and how those are organized and what the responsibilities are and who the officers will be and everything like that, how it runs. However, the first page or two or three are absolutely brilliant and inspiring. The first few pages, the first thing they do is they center the church on the person of Jesus Christ. And then it goes on and it names us as a people. Does anybody know how it names us?
Pilgrim people.
We are a pilgrim people. And it uses another little phrase that amplifies that. Does anybody know what it is?
Always on the journey?
Yeah, we are a people on the way, meaning always on the journey. We're never there until we depart planet Earth. We are a pilgrim people. And that's what I want to speak to you about today, and use those Psalms to reflect on two different things about being a pilgrim people. The first one is, I've been around long enough to know that there are times that we are people on the way where the road is smooth and straight. You know what that's like? Comfortable, easy, fun. And you know, sometimes as a pilgrim people, we're on that nice, smooth, straight road. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures, leads me beside still waters. So the thing is what do you do with those times of the smooth, straight road? And my answer is, you celebrate. You savor. Have you got that word? You rejoice. You savor. Sometimes I think that when the good times are here, the easy times, the nice times, we don't hold on to them long enough. We too quickly move on to something else. We don't celebrate enough. We don't savor that. I read something one time, and it was about happiness, and this writer out of a Buddhist tradition was saying, most people, if they're having like a fancy dessert that they really love, or ice cream, and they talk mainly about ice cream, most people, if they have ice cream, should only take somewhere between 1 to 3 bites. Do you know why? Not because it's fattening.
So they can savor.
Save it. Because beyond 1 to 3 bites, most people's minds and everything are elsewhere. And they're not focused on that ice cream and how good it tastes. Do you get it? We need to not run away too quickly from those times. We need to enjoy them, to celebrate them. However, not letting go too quick, but letting go when it's time. Have you got that? Let go of them when it's time to let go. What I think is sometimes we get into a place of life and it's so enjoyable, and my word is comfortable. We find a comfort zone. And we just want to stay there forever. In other words, we stop being a people on the way and set up camp. Never, ever set up camp on the smooth road. My dad, one thing I remember about my dad is he had a nice, big, comfortable recliner chair. Have you all got one of those?
Yeah.
I used to have one. Then I moved. And every night my dad would sit in that chair and cut the TV on, and then what? Fall asleep. And my mom would walk up to him about 10 o'clock. Is it okay if I touch your shoulder? And she'd shake him and say, honey, it's bedtime. He'd go, oh, okay, I'll be there. She'd go off, and guess what my dad did? Went back to sleep. I don't know what time he got up and went to bed. Because it was comfortable. Folks, never stop, okay? Enjoy, savor, but never stop just because the road is smooth and easy and fun. Got it? Sometimes the road is bumpy and twisted. You know that, don't you? Sometimes the road is very bumpy and very twisted. Not fun, hard, tough work. So what do you do with those times? The, my God, why have you forsaken me times? The I am a worm among people times. Well, my answer is, and normally I would use the word trust and talk about that, but I want to talk about a different word this morning. I will say with regards to trust, one time I was going to speak at a gathering and things, and another lady was speaking before me and just sharing a little life experience, and then I was coming on to speak, and I thought I had a really good message about trust. And she got up, and this lady at one time had gone hiking up in the Himalayas, you know, not trying to climb the tallest mountain or anything like that, but just had been on an expedition hiking in the Himalayas. And as they were coming back down, she slipped, and she slid down this sheet of ice over a ledge. And as she went over the ledge, she managed to grab onto something and hung there about 1,000 feet up in the air. And the leader of the group put on, he had his clamp-ons on, and he got down to the edge, and he couldn't quite reach her. And she's holding on like this. This is a true story. This happened to her. She's holding on like this. And he says to her, "Ma'am, if I'm going to get you out of there, you're going to have to let loose with one of your hands and swing up." Which obviously she did. That's what trust is. Being in that spot where you have no control and you have to let go.
What did you do after that?
I wanted to crawl in a hole. I just wanted to get up and say, "She said everything." But there's another word, and the word is acceptance. And by acceptance, I don't mean acquiescence. Acquiescence is acceptance where you just think, "No, not going to do anything." What I mean by acceptance is you just simply accept that sometimes the road is bumpy and twisty. That's a part of life. Embrace it. Don't run away from it. Embrace it. You know what has always amazed me? When you're reading a book or something that's been written and somebody is sharing about some time in their life that they grew or they learned some significant things or something good came out of it, do you know what sort of time it usually was? Or when somebody is up sharing, a testimony of a time of their life when they grew and they learned things. Do you know what time of life it usually came out of?
Difficult times. Difficult times.
Difficult times. Bumpy, twisty bits of the road. They are part and parcel of our journey. One time a guy asked me, which one of the churches that I was in did I enjoy the most? And I said to him, I really can't answer that question because I enjoyed them all equally, in that each one was a place where God had something to teach me, where God had some way to grow me. Now I asked you to think this week about times, bumpy, twisty times of your life, and something maybe that good that God drew out of it. Not that the event was good, but something good happened out of it, or that you learned, or whatever. Anybody willing to share with others here? No? Okay, I'll share. In my 50s, not a good decade. And I still don't know why. Because nothing was wrong on the outside, but just a lot of things felt wrong on the inside. I don't know whether you've ever had a period of life. This one was rather long, but a period of life where you felt like that. And I couldn't shake it in any way. But the thing that I learned most in my 50s was how to be thankful even when I didn't feel good. Even when I didn't feel like things were going right in the way that I wanted them to. I learned to be thankful. So what do you do with the bumpy, twisty bits? You accept that they're part and parcel of the journey, and you keep being a pilgrim person. Now, one last thing in closing, and then we'll sing a song to this effect. You are not alone. And right at this moment, I'm not talking about God is with you. You are not alone. Have a look around. Look at the other people around. Folks, this is your tribe. I'm serious. This is your tribe. Now, your tribe is larger than this, but you have a tribe that you're a part of. These are the people who are on the journey with you. Value them. Share your life with them. Share about bumpy, twisty bits and things you learned. Don't just, talk up here. Talk down here with each other. This is your tribe. We're going to